At this time, I'd like to call the July 12th, 2022 special board meeting of the North County Transit District to order. In order to make a public comment during today's meeting, members of the public who may be viewing this meeting on the district's YouTube page must connect to the meeting using the Zoom link provided on the agenda. Speakers may also register with the board clerk by sending an email to clerk@nctd.org with their name and/or phone number and the item on which they would like to speak. Sahil, our interim clerk of the board, will you kindly call the roll?
Yes, Madam Chair. Board Member Rodriguez. Board Member Hinsey.
Here.
Board Member Contreras.
Present.
Board Member McNamara.
Here.
Board Member Desmond. Board Member Quirk. Board Chair Edson.
Here.
Board Member Jenkins.
Here.
Vice Chair Patel.
Here.
Thank you, Sahil. Could you now please provide a safety brief and review evacuation procedures?
In case of an emergency, I will dial 911. In case of an evacuation, please take the stairs. Do not use the elevators. Once cleared of the building, do not re-enter unless cleared to do so by emergency personnel. There are fire extinguishers and first aid kits on each floor of the building. There is a portable defibrillator on the first floor and staff on hand trained on CPR procedures if needed. This concludes my safety brief.
Thank you, Sahil. Are there any changes to today's agenda?
There are no changes, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And do we have any public comments today?
We do not, Chair.
Okay, so at this time, we're ending the public registration to speak on this item. Board members, for efficiency's sake, before we move forward with the agenda, I wish to share the following meeting protocols. First, hold your comments and or questions until after the agenda item's been presented. And second, when the time comes for board member comments or questions, please use the raise hand function and I'll call on you in the order that hands were raised. Laura Cote, Chief Administrative Officer, will now introduce the lone item on today's agenda. Laura, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Chair and members of the board. As mentioned at your last meeting, we would need a special meeting in order to continue any potential virtual meetings from the last meeting through to July 21st, which is our next meeting, because these are only effective for 30 days. So we very much appreciate your ability to meet again today. So this item is asking you to consider the option of holding virtual meetings through your next scheduled board meeting of July 21st. This is per Assembly Bill 361, or to decide to resume meetings in accordance with the Brown Act beginning tomorrow. Next slide, please. So as mentioned at prior board meetings, just to give the same history that we normally discuss at these agenda items, Governor Newsom did sign AB 361 into law in September of last year, which modified the provisions of the government code related to teleconference public meetings. This bill is in effect until January 1st of 2024 and allows local agencies to hold meetings virtually so long as state or local officials have declared a state of emergency. The governor has removed many of the provisions of the state of emergency thus far, however, has yet to terminate it altogether. So we do consider this to be in existence today. The latest statistics in our region related to COVID-19 that I have are from July 7th, which is the last official date that is posted weekly. Positive cases are continuing to increase, and the test reports at this point is 13.1% on average. The daily case rate is 44.75 per 100,000. We also have, it has come to our attention that hospitalizations for COVID-related illnesses are on the rise, up 66% in the last 30 days. New ICU admissions also on the rise and rose to 68% during the same time frame over the last 30 days. So these are some of the things that we're tracking here. The county does continue to stay in the category of high transmission, according to the Centers for Disease Control levels of community transmission. The other thing that I wanted to mention to all of you, as of yesterday, we did, as an agency, go back into outbreak protocols. at the main headquarters. So we ourselves are experiencing accumulation of positive COVID cases as well. Next slide, please. So one of the things that I wanted to just mention again, that this particular alternative that we're asking you to decide on is just taking us through the next board meeting, which is next week. And then we'll have an opportunity to make any further decisions at this time. So officially, the Board of Directors is asked to adopt one of the two alternatives today. Resolution 22-15, proclaiming a local emergency, re-ratifying the proclamation of a state of emergency, and reauthorizing remote teleconference meetings, including hybrid meetings of the legislative bodies of the North County Transit District in compliance with Assembly Bill 361, effective today through the 21st, which is the next scheduled board meeting, or resume meetings in accordance with the Brown Act effective July 13th. So that does conclude my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you, Laura. Sahil, do we have any public comments on this item?
We do not, Madam Chair.
Okay, are there any questions from the board? Sharon? Excuse me?
Yes.
Director-
Question. So will we have an item on next week's agenda to take us out another 30 days through, I think it would be August 18th, which is our next board meeting? So we won't have to have a special meeting, or do we miss it by a day or two?
Let me just do the quick calc. So
I don't know if
I'm
it's
sorry.
a calendar month or.
This is Lori. During the month of August, the board is dark, so there's no board meetings in the month of August. If that helps you, Laura, with your calculation. Thank you.
It does. And even if I do the 30 days, if we did have a meeting on the 18th, we would still need a special board meeting.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I think.
Okay. One less meeting in August. Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions? Director Jenkins, you done?
No, I'm done. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So with no more questions from board members, may I have a motion to either one, adopt the resolution number 2215 proclaiming a local emergency, re-ratifying the proclamation of a state of emergency, reauthorizing remote teleconference meetings, including hybrid meetings of the legislative bodies of the North County Transit District in compliance with Assembly Bill 361 effective July 13th, 2022 through July 21st, 2022, or to resume in-person meetings in accordance with the Brown Act. Director Contreras?
Yes, I would like to move that we adopt resolution number 22-15, reauthorizing remote teleconference meetings effective 7/13/2022 through 7/21/2022. It just doesn't make sense if we're in outbreak protocol to go back into the chambers. So I appreciate everything that my coworkers on staff are doing to stay safe, and we want to support you in that. Thanks.
Thank you, board member. Board member Hensy?
I had my hand raised to second the motion.
Okay, perfect. Motion by Director Contreras, second by Director Hensy. Madam Clerk, please call the vote. Sahil, you may be muted.
Sorry, I'm here. On the motion of Board Member Contreras, seconded by Board Member Hensy, to approve, adopt resolution number 2215, proclaiming a local emergency, re-ratifying the proclamation of a state of emergency, and reauthorizing remote teleconference meetings, including hybrid meetings of the legislative bodies of the North County Transit District in compliance with Assembly Bill 361, effective July 13, 2022 through July 21, 2022. Board Vice Chair Bob Patel.
Aye.
I apologize, my voting software is down. I will take a note-taking vote. Board Member Quirk. Board Member Hensy.
Yes.
Board Member McNamara.
Yes.
Board Member Rodriguez. Board Member Desmond. Board Member Jenkins.
Yes.
Board Chair Edson.
Yes.
Board Member Contreras.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, ma'am. So the next meeting for us is the regularly scheduled board meeting, July 21st, 2022 at 2 p.m. Thanks everyone for showing up for this very brief meeting. It's 3:10. This meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.